And when somebody's going through adversity and they call, a lot of people reach out with diagnosis of kids like, Ryan, how did you make it through it? I'm going to tell you all the things we done with doctors, hospitals, yada, yada. But the main thing that was so powerful for me, and like I said, how cheesy it is, hand your child or hand your problem. It doesn't even have to be a medical diagnosis. Like your house catching on fire, you're losing your job, your electricity being shut off, whatever your issue is. I promise, I can't say this strong enough. If you hand it to him, he will handle it, and you don't have to move. Just like the lady showing up at your house, and you're like, I just want electricity.
Yeah. And, be nice to have some electricity.
And then, bam.
Yeah.
Your light bill's paid for 3 months.
And what, like, you think about coincidence, right? Like, so what are the odds that God sends not just someone to come knock on your door and share the gospel, but someone who can afford to hear that and then afford to go down and put such a large amount of money on your account that you have a credit for the next 3 months?
Yeah.
Like, that's not a coincidence.
No.
God sent exactly
the correct
who he intended to send. And that's one of the things when I was toying with this idea of, should I do this on my own? Should I go to schools and go to conferences and try to make this business of it? I was talking to my wife, and I said, and it's so funny because I sat her down like I was going to tell her bad news, like I got a diagnosis. I'm like, hey, you need to sit down for a minute. And she's like, what is going on? And I said, I think I'm going to make the leap and start this business, but I don't know. I'm just not sure.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, me and you both know that God's going to send who he needs to send.
Wow.
And she said, and I've really been praying about that for a year. Like, it's time. It's time for you, because there were things in place where, like, it was trending that way. It was leading that way.
Yeah.
And I wasn't being obedient. I was hanging on to something I should have let go of a while ago. And I just, when she said that, I was like, all right. And I went and I typed up my resignation, and I'm going to tell you, like, my hands were shaking.